Hello everyone, this is the Throne Room Explained for Warsim, the Realm of Aslona. I can barely say the name of my own game. Good start. Okay, so I've got a game already loaded here, and I've got 1,072 people waiting to see me. So I've actually had to cheat to get this number, but if I had a significant amount of territories, this would be possible. So the Throne Room is one of many things you can do in your game. You don't actually have to even bother with it, to be honest, but it's probably best that you do. So you might start off with maybe 30, 20, even a handful less of people, and it's completely random encounters. So there are thousands and thousands of possible encounters that can react and go all sorts of different ways, and how you deal with them are really entirely up to you. The throne room isn't just encounters, but it's primarily encounters. So we'll go through those first of all. So here we've got a smelly blacksmith who says he was passing by and really wanted to greet me. So some of this is procedure generated. The smelly blacksmith situation, and the response is procedure generated as well. So he's happy that I've done that, so I get +1 public opinion. So it's a good way to build up your public reputation by speaking to your people directly. One alternative is to hire staff, so I'm going to show that aspect of it. So you'll notice there's a steward option here. Some people don't know what that does. So the steward, let's have a look who we've got here. A steward is someone who deals with the throne room on your behalf. So if there's thousands of people and you don't want to deal with them every time, you hire one of these people and they'll do it for you. So we've got Sardro Cyrilson, Gwydion, son of Cephalon, and Tremor, the Steel Captain. So they all got different things to say. So I'll just have a little load of what we got there. That's a giant Tremor. So Tremor is a xenophobe, so he's going to be particularly nasty to any foreign people that come to your throne room. Gwydion, son of Cephalon, is a dungeoneer, so he's going to be far more orientated towards throwing people in a dungeon. And Sardros is military minded, so he's going to hire people, preferably. So Sardros will probably cost you a lot of money. Cephalon will cost you a lot of public opinion, and Tremor will also cause you public opinion problems and potentially some relationship issues with other kingdoms. You don't have to hire any of these guys. You can wait till next turn and a new fresh set will come, and there are some different traits that maybe aren't so negative. I'll go with Sardros. So now he'll deal with the throne room on my behalf. I can ask him for advice. I can force him to imprison everyone. I can ask him what he does. I can see what did you do last year, but obviously he didn't do anything yet. So let's go throne room, and let's see who else we've got here. So here's someone who's claiming that one of my soldiers chopped down his apple tree. So this is a request for compensation. So if I grant it, public opinion usually. There's a young boy wants a coin. Someone come to give me some advice, so this comes from a random pool of advice, and I can say that was good, that was very bad, gut me, or I'll tell me some more, I don't know. So I'm just going to say, very good, you may go. Another advisor. Okay, great. So here's a stick collector who wishes to join my army, as his family were killed by bandits. Someone who wants some spare money. And here we got a game player person, can play a game. Ooh, I lose. And I'm going to force him to give me all of his gold. -2 public opinion. So that's one aspect of the throne room. Now, obviously, in a case that we do have 1064, we might want something more specific. So you can set the rules, and as you see currently, we've got basically everything allowed. So maybe I don't want to deal with any criminal cases. I don't want beggars. We can do justice for now. I don't want complainers. I don't want rabble. So we allow jesters, entertainers, mercenaries, people looking for work, sellers and merchants, goblins, and bards. So there's 100 and something left. Here we go. You're visited by Silas the Tome, leader of the Spoken Lost Horde, a mercenary group made up of 387 men. We're desperate for a contract right now. We normally charge 7,072 gold, but we'll do it for 3. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay. So you'll notice that 1,000 has now been reduced to 146 because it significantly reduced the different encounters we've got and boiled them down to more specific ones that we want. So it's a wagon man deal. We'll take it. Someone wants to sell me a location. Sure. Someone's selling an orb. A short hobgoblin. Someone who wants to give me another location. Seize the orb. Bronze sackling. Very weird. Half blood, half hippo. Bronze Sackling again. So I'm losing relation with these kingdoms for taking their guys. But I think it depends on what they've been accused of. So there's lots of specific encounters. I could go through these all day. There is a wiki that has a semi-up-to-date list of some of the encounters, but truth be told, there are thousands of different variants and encounters. So yeah, there's a lot of that. We've also got entertainment. Now this actually isn't always available. The throne room can be upgraded, and it also, depending on your difficulty level, can start on a pretty low rating. If you have a really low level throne room, like a cramped throne room or a really small throne room, you won't have the ability to host entertainers. So that's something you only get with a more upgraded throne room. So we'll have a little look. So we've got musical acts, we've got comedic acts, we've got magic and mystery, violence, everything else. So juggler, acrobat, a counsellor, a poet, a rat racer, game master, the great Gargalic of the black market. I can arrange a festival or a little quick celebration. We got violence, so there's axe throwing, brawlers. So the idea is, you know, you're bored, you're sitting in your throne room, you've been speaking to a lot of people, you want to break it up a little bit. You come in and you invite a comedian, you watch a goblin dancer, listen to someone fart for you, you know, anything you want. You can make upgrades to the throne room, so we can add a trapdoor, which I'll show you now. We can upgrade it, 50% more visitors and additional entertainment. So now the throne room, you see the graphics updated, and you get a slightly different graphic as well if you're evil or playing as a demon. So now we've got an extra option here, which is open the trapdoor. So I'm going to do that. And there's actually different sound effects for all the different kinds of people who can visit your throne room. It's orcs, goblins, children, women, groups of people. So have fun with that. Oh, there we go. Interesting. So other than that, we've got tell your guards you're no longer seeing visitors. So if I tell them that, it will instantly wipe that 129 people away, and I'll have to wait another turn before any of them come back. I can call a meeting of the council. So this is sort of vaguely in development, but it's still done. So you'll see the 3 staff members I've got all have visible seats here, and I can ask them any question that I want. So I want to ask them, okay, how do I get more trade? So my High General says independent kingdoms are a good source. Old Kroll, my diplomat, says trade with the independent kingdoms. And my steward says building a tax office will increase the yield. And I'm not satisfied. I'm going to ask him again. I cannot help with trade. Independent kingdoms, hard to say really. Sounds like a question for a diplomat. Trade with minor goblin tribes, hard to say really. I cannot help. Open up trade with anyone you can, blah 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 blah. So they have like a pool of different things they can say, so it actually is beneficial if you ask them multiple times if you're not satisfied with what they said. It's a continual meeting. So that's something you can do. You can view, if you've got a staff member, you can ask them, essentially go through the tutorial again, and yeah, do that. And depending on your loadout in the game, you may also have the ability to speak to the Demon Overlord here, or to speak to the Mad King, if the Mad King is your father. Depends on the playthrough you got there. And that is more or less the throne room. So that's the upgrades, the staff, the different things that can happen there. Obviously the encounters that you get are not always possible, so some of the encounters are dependent on the game start you've had, how far you've explored, factions you've interacted with, what you've done with them, the laws you have enabled, what kind of troops you have, and the state of other factions in the world. But there's plenty to be done there. Obviously, if you have a massive line of hundreds of people, it's going to get boring. It's going to be hard because you're going to be dealing with similar stuff again and again and again, hence why you probably want to get a steward. But if you enjoy punishing yourself by working through long lines of procedurally generated visitors, then enjoy the rewards that come from that in rare encounters that might pop up. And that is basically everything to do with the throne room, in a sort of light dip your toes in kind of idea. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, well, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, anything you'd want to see, let me know. If you don't have the game is Warsim. I can't say it. Warsim: The Realm of Aslona, which is available on Steam. And yeah, check us out on Reddit. Warsim RPG. Catch you next time.